Hi everybody, I'm going to make this short and sweet. My name is Bree Janes. I'm the founder of Breaking Chains, the Whitney Project, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is going on and where I'm at and how you can find self-improvement during this time. So obviously I've had a complete creativity block, and I don't know if it's been the energy that has gone on the past couple months, things that are beyond me, everything with COVID. My life was going very, very well and things are good until probably September. And now there's just been so many struggles in the process that I have had just a complete block. So I have been researching and looking ways to find out how to better myself, and I want to share these things with you. So a lot of us are running off of fear, right? There's a lot of things going on that we don't understand, we don't know, and we have questions. And the first thing I want to tell you is it is okay to be afraid, but you need to understand that you are afraid because of the unknown. We're afraid of the future because we don't know what is going to happen. So what can you do about that? Well, what you can do is you can worry about the present and worry about the now, what is going on right in front of you. If you want to find a better mindset, you have to start off by figuring out what you are grateful for. And what I mean is every day, get a journal and write down what you are grateful for. Write 5 things down. Start there. And write a couple things that you like about yourself. Start with 1 thing today, 2 things tomorrow, 3 things the 3rd day, and keep going till you get till a month in, and you're going to find it's easier to love yourself and harness your talents, because many of you have talents. Now, just because you have a talent doesn't mean it's aligned with your purpose or what you're going to do in your life. Are you working a job that you absolutely hate or don't feel is aligned with who you are as a person? That's not a good thing, okay? But it may be a stepping stone that is going to get you to where you want to be. When you are aligned with what you are meant to do, things will come to you. And I'm not kidding. Things will literally come from what you ask for. So start asking for it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be corny. Don't be afraid to ask your higher power, or just literally tell yourself, this is what I want, and tell yourself that you already have it, even if you don't, because you need to get in the mindset. I make vision boards. This is something that I thought was a little corny and stupid in the beginning, but you basically write down how much money you want to make each month, how you want your relationships to be, what your basic blueprint of what type of life that you want, and you put those goals on a board, and every day you look at it and focus on it. You wake up in the morning and you think about, what am I grateful for in my morning routine? Why am I here, and why am I privileged to be here? Because life is a privilege no matter how you look at it, and that can be taken away at any time. Tomorrow something could happen to you. You may not be here. So how do you want to live your life? Do you want to live your life in fear of what people are telling you? Is that what you want? No. Okay, so if you're laid off in your home and you have extra time, this is the time to bond with your children, to teach them good principles. Do you have some unhealthy habits or some ways of living that were taught to you by your environment as a child that you are passing on to your kids? This is the time to look at your relationships and figure out what is going wrong, okay? Because a lot of you are probably stuck at home. Some of you may have abusive parents or abusive significant others, and you may be really stressed in these really toxic situations. So how do we get out of it? Well, we have to identify it first. Are you looking at your life? Are you actually looking at what you want to do? Do you even have a goal? Most people do not even have a goal for their lives. They just keep doing the same thing every day, going to their job, hating their job, coming home, being stressed, cleaning the house. I'm glad your house is clean. I'm glad that you do your laundry. But are you happy? Are you living the life that you want to live? If the answer is no, or you're questioning that, then you're not on the path that you need to be on unless you're researching or doing things to become better. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves really hard questions. Are we in love with our partner, and do they help us grow, right? Are we a good parent to our children? Are we spending enough time with them? Are we teaching them good things? Are we doing a job that fulfills us? Just because you make good money doesn't mean it fulfills you, okay? So when you go out and you do something for someone and you feel good about it, you know it's aligned with you. And not just because you got the credit of doing it. It's just because you know that you did something to help someone. And that is a huge thing that people do not understand. And if you're in a place where you're really depressed and you're petty and you feel like you're stuck in this bubble that does not ever change, and you find yourself gossiping about people and being really resentful and critical, you need to look at yourself. And this is something I had to personally realize multiple times, right? So a lot of people that I would feel like I would criticize or even put down, it was because I was either jealous of them, there was something in them that I resented or pointed back at me, correct? Something that made me think about myself, or maybe a flaw, and I didn't always see that. So you have to look at yourself in the part. If you know that somebody bothers you, then you need to figure out why they bother you and if they're good for your life. And if they're not good for your life, cut them out. Even your family. I know right now it's hard. I know that we are in really stuck, bubbled situations that we can't get out of. But this is where you need to find ways to reset yourself and understand yourself more. How do you feel more loved? What gives you joy in this world? What makes you feel like a human and makes you feel alive? You know, and the thing is, when we help other people, we give back, that's when we feel our best. I mean, that's just the truth. So I guess there's a point to where if we're not making enough money, of course we struggle and it's harder, right? This has been probably the biggest struggles I've had financially in years, right? And that's okay. And as I've asked for things, I've said, hey, you know, basically to the universe, I would like this and this. I feel like I need to have a more loving relationship with my child. I feel like I need to make more money so I can grow and do a job that fulfills me as a person, because the money is not everything. And we are so conditioned to think about only money and the ways we are going to, you know, basically fit in as a society. And we're teaching our children this, and they're looking at, you know, TikTok and magazines, Facebook, and like that's all they're aspiring to be. We have children that are 5 and 6 years old on cell phones looking at adults who are shaking their butts, you know, to WAP or whatever. And I'm not saying that I don't make them, because I make TikToks too, but like you have to look at the way that we are teaching our children to grow up. We're not teaching them to be full of morals, and that's the thing. We have to be honest with them, and we have to not sugarcoat things. And this world is really crazy right now, so it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to not want to bring kids into this earth right now, but at the same time, you know, you have to learn why you're afraid and how you can conquer that. And it's okay to question things. If you're older and you're afraid to question what is going on, then you are going to be stuck, because you can't be closed-minded. Being closed-minded is the worst thing you can do to yourself. And I get in these modes too. If you're stuck at home, it is okay to do some like law of attraction meditation. I know it sounds corny. Some people are like, I don't believe in that stuff. But even if you're not spiritual, so if you think about something enough, you're going to see it more. If you buy a red car, you're going to see that red car 10 times more than you would if you were not focused on the fact that you have a red car, correct? So when you look at these things, if you think about something every single day, you're more apt to find an opportunity aligned with what you want. You are more apt to take a job application posting a lot more money than you usually make, because you're telling yourself you have that already and you will get it. But you have to trust and believe that you will get it, and you have to stop sitting in your pity party. And what I mean by that is, if you are constantly being negative, constantly being critical of other people, constantly putting yourself down and not loving yourself and feeling like you're never going to get out of this, it happens to all of us. You have to pull yourself out. You have to figure out what you're grateful for. What are the things that you can do to get past this? Instead of focusing on the problem, focus on the solution. I saw this in a video. Everything we give energy to creates bigger energy. So if you are putting all your energy into a problem, the problem will continue to exist and get bigger. If you put your energy into the solution will come faster, right? Okay, so if you're in this big, you know, mess and web of problems, and you're in debt, and you're going through all these things, there are options for you. There is a way that you can get better, and that's starting with your mind and your health. Because if you are sitting at home, this is the time to get to know yourself. Even if you're 50 years old, 60 years old, I don't care how old you are. It is never too late. And be careful with not loving your family and not being for them, because this may be the only time you have with them. Be safe, protect yourself, wash your hands, wear a mask if you want to, but be sure that you are taking care of your mental health, because overdose rates have doubled.